DJ Khaled.
Welcome, sports fans. Thanks for joining us. And it's time for NBA basketball on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan along with Clark Kellogg. And Greg Anthony with Doris Burke reporting on the sidelines. Eastern Conference battles always fun. This time it's the Cleveland Cavaliers intent on protecting home court. Last time they met was right here and they came out with the win.
And the way they attacked the basket in that game was unreal. I mean, after a while, the defenders seemed to just wave the white flag.
Yeah, like you said, I mean, that's what will happen when the team continues to attack the basket and come away with layups. The defense tends to get demoralized and deflated.
A look at Atlanta's opening lineup. Teague and Korver are the guards. Millsap at power forward with Horford at the center. And it's Bazemore at the three spot. Here's Irving. Rejected by Teague. There's the dish to LeBron. Pass to Irving. Over Teague. And Irving with the basket on the assist by James. Irving's got the first points up on the board for the Cavs. Teague, the pass to Millsap. Here's Bazemore. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
I like that, getting their offense started with a high-quality look down low.
Yeah, high percentage shot, and the more points you can get inside, I think the better off they'll be as the game progresses.
Out of bounds, Atlanta takes possession.
I tell you what, he clearly had a brain freeze on that one. You might just as well keep going straight to the bench.
Teague dishes to Bazemore. That three off the mark.
Boy, in the film session, they'll say that was a well-challenged shot.
An amazing finish with a hand right in his face.
Yeah, heads-up aggressive play right there. Saw the smaller man on him and took it straight to the basket.
Outside for Millsap. And he hits it and gets hacked on the play. A three-point possibility if he can convert the free throw.
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
The Hawks shooting their first free throw tonight. Now here's LeBron. He's one of the better scorers in the league, averaging almost 25 points a game. Outside for Korver. Shot on the wing. And a rebound goes to the Cavaliers. This game coming after a loss against the Jazz.
The inability to make threes in that game, because they took a lot of them, I think, is why they ended up on the short end of the stick.
Yeah, they did take a bunch of them. Sometimes you can make up for poor three-point shooting with a strong inside game, but their inside game just wasn't strong enough.
Well defended, though, and he's not someone who handles that kind of pressure very well.
And now let's take a look at the number of second chance points these teams have had over the last month. These guys never give up on a possession. The Cavaliers 5th.
And they've really put an emphasis on offensive rebounding. And, guys, it's paying off. The second chance points are coming in bunches.
Now here's LeBron. From deep. They get it back.
It has not been an easy quarter for him, at least offensively speaking.
And great effort on the boards, and what a mean
Yeah.
that was, Gary. You just will not see him ever quit on a play.
That guy is a handful. You've got to have a body on him, Clark, at all times.
And you know what? Sometimes that's not even enough. He'll go around, over, or through you to get to the pump.
Looking at who's out there now for the Cavaliers. Thompson, he's checked in for Mozgov. And it's Amon Shumpert in for James. The Cavaliers shooting their first free throws of the night.
At the line for your Cavaliers, J.R. Smith. Taking 2 shots.
He's off on the first. And the Cavaliers with some changes. Fry comes in for Kevin Love. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Irving. Action gone, just 2 of 7 so far. A little bit of a slow start for them. Scott kicks it over to Schroeder. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. And that one's good.
Tim Hardaway Jr.
Hardaway has got his first basket of the night.
You know, not necessarily what you're looking for, but still able to convert.
It's stolen by Heinrich. Goes up.
Tim Hardaway Jr.
And then Hardaway with the dunk.
Hawks ball.
Oh, quick hands on the steal, and then just mad hops on the slam.
Great sequence for them defensively and Clark offensively.
Well, one usually leads to the other, Kevin. That's just good, aggressive, attacking basketball at both ends.
Cavaliers making a switch here. Jefferson's checked in. Timeout is called. First of the game for the Cavaliers.
You know what? They just are in a funk right now offensively. A good time to maybe come up with a play to get them a good look.
Well, most coaches, usually have a go-to speech or tactic that they can use when they need it most. So we'll see if that's the case here.
Tavo Cephalosha is checked in for Atlanta. There's 57 seconds left in the first quarter. Tried to bank it in, but he misses.
Yeah, but the hand in the face, it's critical that you contest his shots every time down the floor.
Feeds it to Fry. They set the pick. And it's Shumpert penetrating. Rebounded by Cephalosha.
And no excuse there for missing that one after being freed up by a great pick.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, they came away empty, but they got the look they wanted, and really, I like the movement and communication there.
Thompson passes to Fry. The three. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson.
And when he's got that much of a height advantage on the perimeter, it's really tough on the defender. Easy three-pointer.
Here's Schroeder. It's a tie game here in Cleveland. And we'll be back in just a moment with the start of the second quarter. Up to this point, a closely contested game as we start the second quarter. And taking a look at the Cavaliers' performance here, what do you guys see?
Yeah, just the way they've been able to pound that backboard. I think that's been the difference.
Establishment of a good low post presence, a big part of the success.
Yes,
LeBron and Love are the talented pair at the forward position. Kyrie Irving is out there with Iman Shumpert. And it's Thompson in at the 5 down low. That's the 5 for Cleveland right now. Kept alive. Goes back up. Good work defensively by Horford.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it. And it seemed like they couldn't get anything to fall in that opening quarter, but you can just feel the momentum starting to shift.
Yeah, things are starting to look up. I mean, they're making amends for that slow start, finding a rhythm right now.
Outside Teague. Millsap kicks to Teague. And as it goes out of bounds, Atlanta able to keep the ball here.
Looking at Cleveland since the All-Star break, we get a look at the numbers they've put up. 7th in fewest turnovers per game. 9th in rebounding. And they're a top 10 shooting team from the foul line. Pretty good company for that team.
And call me crazy, but I really believe turnovers are one of those game-changing stats. Their ability to avoid those miscues and make the right play consistently has been tremendously important.
Used the shot fake to create the angle, but couldn't get it to fall.
Well, I tell you, last season was a big one for the Hawks and Coach Budenholzer. Their dominant season won him multiple Coach of the Month titles, and eventually he won the Coach of the Year award.
And now the first timeout called here for the Hawks. It was pretty obvious, I thought, Greg, that Budenholzer was the deserved Coach of the Year. I mean, Steve Kerr, there are a lot of good names you could put in there. But what he's done taking the Hawks to the top of the East, few saw that coming.
I agree with you. I mean, he has transformed this Hawks team over the past couple of years, has a wonderful team game. You know, obviously a lot of influence coming from Pop when he was with San Antonio, but he is really, I think, redefining how the game of basketball is being played at the pro level.
Smith checked in for Shumpert. And Bazemore kicks to Teague. He dishes it to Horford. Atlanta again missing.
He certainly didn't take advantage of the poor defense, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
I tell you what, I think he'd be happy if he can continue to get looks like that.
Smith, no luck.
Tell you what, guys, his size really comes into play when there's a rebound battle going on. He's got an advantage in there.
And here's Millsap from the arc. Cavaliers with the rebound. Smith's got 3 rebounds now in this one. From outside the arc. Again, the miss by Smith.
Well, that defense went from poor to no defense at all.
And when he's open like that, you don't see him miss those looks very often. Yeah, clearly he had an established position there.
Yeah, and I like this call because you want the refs in that situation. If there's any doubt, err on the side of giving the benefit of the doubt to the offensive player. That should have been a block, and it was.
Matthew Dellavedova has checked in for LeBron. Atlanta with the ball. Only giving up 2 points this quarter.
Major defensive lapse right there. And he's not a player you can leave open for a jump shot. You got to stay attached to him. They're lucky he couldn't punish them for it.
Irving kicks to Love.
Solid on the one-hand throw down there.
You know, Clark, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball.
Yep.
Yeah, and one reason why, I just don't know that I've ever seen him miss a play like that.
Went for the two-hander on that slam. That's where the weight room comes into play, Kevin.
I think some urgency from him there.
Man, I think he's sensing that this is a critical time in the game, fellas.
Oh!
And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game right now.
Clark, there is a swagger out here on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either.
That's right.
I tell you what, I used to love to go up and jam like that.
And it's Dellavedova missing.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
Cannot hit. So Cleveland will take it the other way. Clark, they've been looking out of sync offensively.
You know what? A basket here would do a lot for their confidence.
Outside Irving. He feeds it to Love. Shot clock at 6. The shot no good. Good work defensively by Millsap.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there. Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
And, you know, the defense gets their money's worth on that foul, stopping the layup and not giving up the and one.
For the Cavaliers, Channing Frye's checked in for Love. Jefferson comes in for Smith. And it's Amon Shumpert in for Irving. And the Hawks will go for a different look here. Chris Humphries has checked in for Horford. Mike Scott comes in for Paul Millsap. Kirk Heinrich, he's checked in for Tim Hardaway Jr. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Kyle Korver. To the inside. Schroeder passes to Heinrich. Top of the key. Gets the front of the rim and out. And now the Cavaliers. Fast break. Shumpert with the ball.
Easy to see who's going to win that race.
Yeah, early offense is often easy offense. Excellent work that time.
Teague kicks to Heinrich. And as it goes out of bounds, Atlanta able to keep the ball here.
And you can tell that pass just hung in the air for a long time.
Yeah, exactly. Long enough for him to get a hand on it and knock it out of play.
Thompson, he's checked in for Cleveland. Kent Bazemore's checked in for the Hawks. The Hawks shooting their 4th and 5th shots at the foul line in the game.
And as a unit, they're shooting 78% from the line. That's a solid number to work with on the season.
And the second free throw, good. Here's Dellavedova. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. And Shumpert kicks to Thompson. Oh, and a fast break for Atlanta. Here's Schroeder. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed. Schroeder's got his first 2 points of the night.
You know, that's a case there, Kevin, of him making a pass to a spot, and then he let his teammate run right into it. Well executed.
And the first hit. We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball. Welcome back, everyone. The second half about to get underway, and it's been a close one so far. And so here's Cleveland. It's a 5-point game. And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. On the court right now for the Hawks, Millsap at power forward with Horford at the center. Teague and Korver are the guards, and it's Bazemore at the 3. Teague kicks to Horford. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Unloads from 9. Shot's good. Bazemore's got the first basket of the third quarter for the Hawks. On the wing, James puts one up from 19. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by James. Let's take a look now at some of the teams that have been blocking shots by the truckload since the All-Star break. The Hawks second.
I mean, they've got the intimidation factor down low. Their shot blocking really gives them a reputation, and teams may grow reluctant to want to force the action inside.
Teague for 3. The Cavaliers trail by 7. Love outside. Offline with his 3. Love's gone 1 for 5 from the field, 20%. Teague with the ball. He's picked up by Irving. And taking care of the ball has been a problem for him.
Yeah, defensively, some really good pressure being applied, though, so you've got to give credit there. It seems like they've been rattled a little bit.
Greg, you think they've been rattled?
They have, Kevin, but that's something they've got to fix. While the defense has been good, a lot of these turnovers have been unforced.
And that one's good.
Just reliable, guys. He's just always trying to make the right play.
Atlanta calls timeout. In addition to going over the game plan and making whatever necessary adjustments have to be made, Greg, this timeout also the time for players to get rehydrated or hydrate for the first time with some Gatorade. Plenty of basketball still to be played here, and they have to get recharged.
It's a great point. Without proper hydration, a player can completely run out of gas down the stretch of a game, and that's something that none of these guys can afford to have happen. If you're going to battle all the way to the finish, you have got to be hydrated.
4 on the shot clock. And the basket by Horford.
He's one of the best in the league at that. Even with just a tiny sliver, he always seems to find a way to get it up and in.
You know what? They just are in a funk right now offensively. A good time to maybe come up with a play to get them a good look.
Well, most coaches, we usually have a go-to speech or tactic that they can use when they need it most. So we'll see if that's the case here.
James kicks to Love. Back to LeBron. At the elbow, Smith. Good, and the assist goes to LeBron. It's tipped. The Hawks leading by 5. For 3, Heinrich. Out of bounds. Cleveland will take possession.
Over the last month, we'll take a look at where the Hawks rank in the NBA stats. Second in blocks, 4th in assists, and they're in the top 10 in rebounding. This is a team that does a good job getting on the glass.
And how about that sky-high ranking in terms of blocks per game? Sometimes that can indicate a team's allowing too many drives to the rim, but it's sure nice to have bigs who can send it away as a last resort.
And the rejection by James. Korver kicks it to Bazemore. Shoots the 3. Kyle Korver, and that's good. Korver's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. James dishes to Love. James, the pass to Love. Fade away for 3. Smith. And that one's good. Smith's got 5 points now this quarter.
Of all the guys you want to leave open out on the perimeter, he is the absolute last guy on the list. Attention to detail. Know your personnel.
And James throws it down.
Yeah, how about the sharp steal and then run out? It looks like they're ready to put the hammer down.
Well, we've been waiting for one of these teams, Greg, to pull away. Maybe that'll be a springboard for them.
Could be. A dunk like that coming off a great defensive play has to build some momentum.
And really a good job spotting his teammate near the bucket and then just pinpoint passing for the finish.
It's tipped. It's tipped. Irving with the steal. And he uses the glass on the layup. Irving's got 6 points.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on a clinic on how to share the ball.
And I love the mentality that they've had. If a shot isn't there, they're not forcing it. They're moving it side to side until they finally get the one they want.
The Hawks leading by 3. And Bazemore kicks to Corbin. Misses the 3. Cavaliers have gone 5 of 9 on field goal attempts since halftime. Out of bounds, Atlanta will take possession. Shumpert is checked in for the Cavaliers. Matthew Dellavedova comes in for J.R. Smith. And the Hawks will go for a different look here. Chris Humphries has checked in for Horford. Scott comes in for Paul Millsap. Hardaway's checked in for Kent Bazemore. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Kyle Corbin. The drive by Shumpert. Pass to Irving. Atlanta with the rebound. They defeated Indiana in their last.
And they played with such tenacity on the defensive side of the ball. I mean, it takes a lot of pressure off of them when they go on offense.
And I think you've got to give all the guys credit. I mean, plenty of credit.
And we've reached the end of the third. Hawks lead by 5. And when we return, we'll get the fourth quarter rolling right here on 2K Sports. All right, we welcome you back to what's been a hard-fought battle. Fourth quarter should be good. Channing Frye out there with Jefferson. Then it's Mozgov. Then it's Matthew Dellavedova. And it's Shumpert in the 2. So that's who's on the floor for the Cavaliers. Here's Schroeder. Puts up a 3. And that comes off the assist by Jeff Teague. Teague's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. And here's Frye for 3. And he gets it to go.
Tit for tat right there, huh, guys?
Didn't take him long at all, fellas, to get those 3 points back.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
Yeah, the officials didn't need to talk that one over. It was obvious.
And look at how the hustle game has been going for Atlanta.
Boy, their hounding, harassing effort at the defensive end, very impressive. And they forced quite a few turnovers as a result.
Yeah, and another thing, they've created a lot of turnovers, but they've also been able to convert when they've gotten out in transition.
Kent Bazemore is checked in for Atlanta.
And you know what? Very close to a three-point play right there.
Yeah, he almost got that one down. I mean, those are the kind of aggressive plays coaches love to see.
Al Horford, he's checked in for Atlanta. Millsap comes in for Scott.
Well done again. He doesn't have the same problems at the line that plague some of the NBA's other big men.
Puts up the baby hook. They get it again. A second chance effort. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
How about battling through the impact there and then willing that basketball in?
Boy, it does your heart good to see that kind of determination in a player. Really excellent focus that time.
And the Cavaliers making a change here. James is checked in. And a switch here also for Atlanta. Korver's checked in. A different look now for Cleveland. Thompson, he's checked in for Mozgov. Smith comes in for Shumpert. And Kyrie Irving subbed in for Matthew Dellavedova.
Tristan Thompson.
Here's Irving. Trying to break that ice-cold streak. Here's Thompson. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot two.
That's his first personal foul.
He's off on the first.
Your Cavaliers. Tristan Thompson. Taking 2 shots.
Second free throw, no good. But he stays with it. Now the feed to Irving. Back to Smith. And Kyle Korver picks up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game.
And now only one away from being in the penalty.
Yep, the next one puts them on the line, so they've got to be careful the rest of the way.
That's a 2 from Smith. Tough break there, shot after shot. They couldn't get anything to fall. Kicks to Horford. On the wing, Korver. So it's Atlanta again. Turning it over. LeBron with it. He's picked up by Millsap. Knocked away.
And not a night he's going to want to remember, just not really able to score the basketball. And that's really the change in our game. It's the overall athletic ability. I love those point guards that can throw it down.
Well, you talked about that. That's a dose of the modern NBA great. That kind of aerial ability isn't limited now to just the front court anymore.
That's exactly right.
You know, I look at it this way, guys. It seems to me there are more high flyers at guard than anywhere else in the league these days.
All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Hi, guys. I had a chance to find out what Mike Budenholzer was discussing with his guys. He told the players, let's put our foot on them and keep them down. We've got them exactly where we want them. I want to see you guys slow the pace, use the clock, and stay away from any silly fouls.
The Cavaliers trail by 7. It's LeBron with the drive.
That's his first personal foul.
Free throw good, LeBron.
LeBron James. At the line for 2.
Both free throws good from James.
He's got ice water in his veins, fellas. No way he's going to miss from the line when the game's still hanging in the balance. I've seen him make too many in this situation.
Here's Horford. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the strike for 2. It's going to go on Tristan Thompson. That free throw, no good. For the Cavaliers, Mozgov. He's checked in for Tristan Thompson. And it's Kevin Love in for Channing Frye. And just about 3 minutes through the fourth quarter here. James dishes to Smith. Al Horford with the rebound.
You know, to cut deficits, you got to be making smart basketball plays out there. Taking care of the ball. It's not done by hoisting up bonehead threes like that one. Kevin, I tell you what, when he gets to the rim like that, he's really hard to stop.
Yeah, he can get up a few notches higher. There's no doubt.
And that's how the game is played on the inside. You can play over the top. You've got a great advantage.
Millsap pass to Bazemore. There's the basket and make it a double-digit lead. And now a 10-point Hawks lead.
And you like to see since the half now, he's finally starting to come around. And he just big boyed it right there. The height advantage he's got down low, really difficult for them to defend.
On the wing, Korver. It's rebounded by Cleveland. Love's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Smith, no good. Here's Millsap. A quick shot there, and it's off target. Cleveland now, time running out. The drive by James. Money from the wing. The Hawks have gone 5 of 10, 50% from the field. Here's Irving. Good. And now they trail by just 4.
Key buckets, and we know he delivers down the stretch.
Korver kicks the tee. Pass to Millsap. Pulls it from the elbow. And that comes off the assist by Jeff T.
And he's made more than his fair share of those today.
Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Yes! And now they trail by just 4.
Really a good job recognizing the mismatch. Just going up for the shot with that huge height advantage on that possession. And really, with every point from this point on, it seems like they're just closer to finishing this one off.
If they haven't already done it. I mean, hey, it's been a tremendous all-around performance from this group. I don't think there's any question about that.
The drive by James. Rejected by Millsap. Here's Korver. And the shot is good.
At 365, 12 months, 24/7. Gotta get it, I need it steady. No one give it, I'll give. They don't love her, they just love it. How we live, how we live, how we live, how we live, how we live. Say they don't love her, they just love it. How we live, how we live, how we live, how we live, how we live.
We was thuggin', you was never found. What's that feeling? I'm the realest. All them nights I had to struggle trying to find some dinner. They don't really love me. They not really for me. When I die, you gon' show up to the ceremony. I just bought a Bentley just to bet you Christian. I'm not stupid, baby. But imagine this. Me and Benji are related like relatives. I'm a brought the millions in. Go and get it, I'm the shit, don't need no laxative.
I get it 365, 12 months, 24/7. Gotta get it, I need it steady. No one give it, I'll give. They don't love us, they just love it. How we live, how we live, how we live, how we live. They don't love us, they just love it. How we live, how we live, how we live, how we live, how we live. Say they don't love us, they just love it. How we live. How we live, 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 and they don't love her, they just love her. How we live.
They say in due time, but my watch broke. I know it's a cold world, but we got coats. We grinding to make it. Yes. We shining, they hate. Yes. We ball till we fall. Every dime is a flake. I'm signed to the pavement. I'm crossing them over. I'm backing them down. Standing tall like a soldier. These players can't hold us. It's the winner's race. Eating with Ken and Ace at a table, no dinner plates. We the best, get it straight. What's the problem, baby? Raised out of Harlem, baby. What's driving my mama crazy? They ain't trying to give it, so I gotta go get it. Harder than ever.
I get it 365, 12 months, 24/7. Gotta get it, I need it steady. No one give it, I'll give. They don't love us, they just love it. How we live, how we live, how we live, how we live. They don't love us, they just love it. How we live, how we live, how we live, how we live, how we live. Say they don't love us, they just love it. How we live, how we live, how we live, how we live. trust in nobody. Yeah. I said have faith in me, but put your trust in nobody. Have faith in me, put the faith in nobody. I done been around, halfway around the globe, probably still ain't met.
The Warriors have a Western Conference contest on their hands as they prepare to defend home court here at the Oracle Arena in Oakland, California. And here it comes, the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony, and on the sideline tonight, Doris Burke. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. So the Thunder 5 right now. The rugged duo of Ibaka and Adams in the middle. Russell Westbrook out there with Roberson. And it's Durant in at the small forward position. Kiwi Steven Adams, one of the toughest players down in the block.
And Kevin Adams is not afraid to get under somebody's skin. He's pretty strong defensively, too.
Green kicks to Curry. Golden State moving it around. Barnes against Durant. Oh, wide open look here for Ibaka. That's good. And a nice assist from Durant. Ibaka's got himself going there. His first points of the game in a deep ball.
And you know, guys, that's one of the things I like about Adams. I mean, he'll draw the ire of opposing players just because of how he approaches the game.
Thompson with the bucket.
You know, he'll make you scratch your head and throw your hands up as a defender. I mean, you just don't know how to play it.
Left side Ibaka. He dishes it to Robertson. Durant wide open. He fires. And again, Oklahoma City with the triple.
Yeah, and guys, Adams doesn't want to be known as a dirty player. I mean, I think he feels he plays aggressive and he hustles, and that sometimes rubs players the wrong way.
Excellent feed from Steph Curry.
And Roberson kicks to Durant. No good with the triple. The Warriors have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Here's Westbrook, and he uses the glass on the layup. Westbrook's got his first points of the game.
Such a strong finisher on the fast break.
And Greg, I love the fact he's always in control. Even though he's going at breakneck speed, he still maintains his body control.
Green kicks to Curry. 6 to shoot. Stolen by Durant. Here's Westbrook. And he uses both hands to jam it in.
And Kevin, who says a point guard should look to pass first? I mean, not when you can finish like this fella.
Well, Clark, he wasn't going to give that opportunity up to a teammate.
Well, you know, Kevin, that's one he'll always take himself, and he should. I mean, you can't pass up that kind of opportunity or fun.
And really smart to draw his man out to the perimeter. He's giving up too much size to be effective inside.
Showed nice basketball IQ. I agree, Greg. I mean, if he finds a spot on the perimeter and doesn't force it, I think his outside shot would be hard to block no matter who's defending. And you can see the importance of that steal. I mean, really a 4-point turnaround with the conversion at the other end right there.
Yeah, the importance of the defense there. Instead of giving up the bucket and having that 5-point deficit, all of a sudden, we got a tie ball game. Well, Merry Christmas. I mean, that was a freebie.
And despite some of the injuries over the years, Andrew Bogut still one of the game's best shot blockers, averaging well over 2.5 a game in his career. And Greg, he protects the rim like few others can't. The rugged play.
And in last season, almost 3 block shots per game. And with all the offensive firepower around him, I think it really allows him to play to his strengths. That's why having a great team is about pieces of the puzzle fitting. He's a terrific piece for this group.
And getting back to Bogut, people forget he's a pretty good athlete. The reason he was drafted #1 overall way back when was because of his insane combination of size and movement skills. That's why he remains one of the excellent shot blockers in the league today.
And the Warriors decide to take their first time out here.
And when you talk about Bogut, I think the Warriors' incredible regular season inspired him. He didn't have to be the star. He just had to anchor that deep. Sometimes when you give a guy a specific task to be the best at, that's when he delivers the most.
And a new group in here for the Thunder. Cantor checked in for Adams. Singler comes in for Serge Ibaka. Dion Waiters checked in for Roberson. And it's Payne in for Russell Westbrook. Curry passes to Green. Back to Curry. And Green gets it to go. Green's got 7.
I'll tell you what, the post play has been rock solid right off the bat.
It really has, and they've created a lot of high percentage shots in the paint here already.
Payne can't hit. The Warriors lead it. Out of bounds, Oklahoma City takes possession.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
Steps back and fires. That one off the back iron and out.
That's a huge part of what they want to do defensively. Limit his easy chances inside.
And Durant sends it back.
Bro, come on,
And the
man.
ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Cantor.
Durant, well, you too long.
That
you
is
damn.
just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
To the left side wing. Barnes kicks to Thompson. And again, no good by Golden State. Waiters. Both teams have it going here early and still close through the first quarter. Warriors ahead, up 2. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from Oracle Arena in Oakland, California. Neither team able to build much of a lead up to this point as we start the second quarter. And from what we've seen so far from the Warriors, how would you grade them?
You know what? They're dominating on the backboards. They have controlled the paint thus far.
Flexing their muscles down lower. They've limited second chances too, guys.
So for Oklahoma City right now, inside you got Ibaka and Cannon. Foyle is out there with Russell Westbrook. And it's Waiters in the 3. Now here's Curry. 6 points for him. And Randy Foye gets the whistle that time.
Randy Foye. First personal foul, team's first.
On defense, Oklahoma City. Barnes kicks to Thompson. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. And guys, Serge Ibaka's production was just a little off last season. We're not talking, big number changes. We're talking small dips in a number of categories.
Well, one category where he did really fall off, though, Kevin, was field goal percentage. A career 53% shooter, he dropped down to 47.
Here's Thompson. Shot no good.
Terrific job that time defending at the rim. I mean, it's not an easy task stopping that fella when he's headed to the bucket like that. Good job.
Steven Adams, he's checked in for Oklahoma City. Westbrook kicks to Foye. Westbrook dishes to Ibaka.
Wow.
It's stolen by Green. A shot by Thompson, and no one's around. And it's Thompson again missing. Oklahoma City shooting 43% from the field. And Ibaka kicks to Waiters. Hits the three-point bomb.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on a clinic on how to share the ball.
And I love the mentality that they've had. If a shot isn't there, they're not forcing it. They're moving it side to side until they finally get the one they want.
And again, no good by Golden State.
Get the ball.
It's stolen by Adams. Pass to 4. Raiders on the wing.
Oh,
Steph Curry with the rebound.
It's
he
not
just
winning
got
basketball
free ass
when you're attempting shots like that.
Yeah, come on now. You got to remember it's a team game. He's got 4 teammates out there with him.
Man,
I don't think he needs to try to do it all by himself like that.
Trying to get back on track. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops. And first timer of the game called for Oklahoma City.
You know, the league going to more ball movement, more outside shooting, less isolation play, and those are all natural fits for the talents of Klay Thompson, who's great moving off the ball, and we know he can stroke it from long range.
Sean Livingston, he's checked in for Golden State. Then for the Thunder, Roberson comes in for Randy Ford. And it's Payne in for Russell Westbrook. Now here's Payne. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Well, great for Thompson, a hard-working defender. You were talking about it. Do you think Clark, his offensive style, frees him up to put more energy into defense?
Well, you know, it could be. I mean, he's extremely smooth. He's uber smooth in how he operates. He doesn't have to drive the lane and absorb a lot of contact to get his shot off, and he's quick and efficient with his offense. So that does leave him more energy for the defensive end.
Golden State's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Took him no time at all on that one.
Better to be lucky than good. Got that shot to fall.
Payne kicks to Waiters. There's a good screen. No good with the wing jumper.
He's been anything but his usual self this quarter. It's actually been ugly to see.
Here's Livingston. Oh, he got hacked on the three-pointer. He'll head to the line. When you think about Sean Livingston, you think about the career that might have been an absolute rising star after being taken Clark 4th back in the 2004 draft.
Kevin, he was averaging over 5 assists a game as a teenager, and his shot was improving every year. Then the devastating knee injury. Just great to see him back playing basketball.
What the fuck?
Payne passes to Waiters. It's Curry. That time on the assist by Livingston. 10 points for Steph Curry. And guys, what do you think about the hustle stance for the Warriors?
Well, I think the defensive aggressiveness on display here has caught him off guard. Playing airtight defense and coming up with the steal.
Yeah, the other thing, though, is they have attacked in the open floor. They're definitely getting a lot of easy ones that way.
Here's Curry, following the score by Serge Ibaka.
And getting back to Livingston, he's had comeback after comeback. I mean, each time he'd start to flash those unbelievable movement skills, he'd get injured again. It's a shame because he was on the path to becoming one of the game's great young point guards.
No one near Curry as he lets it go. Again, Curry missing. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Payne gets a wide open look. And again, Oklahoma City with the triple. 6 changes of the lead here.
Yeah, no team able to build a big lead early on. I mean, it's tight.
Yeah, both teams still kind of feeling their way through this game.
The feed to Livingston. The 3 from Barnes.
Points, there's it. Alright, go. I'm missing the rant.
Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half.
It's been a solid outing for Curry. 10 points and 2 steals as well. You know, as tremendous as his stats are, what I've liked most is just the effort he's put into this game.
And Clark, he's worked his tail off at the offensive end, and his D, it has been on point.
Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out a way here in the third. One guy who's been getting it done so far, Stephen Curry.
He was just like a jitterbug out there. I mean, disrupting passes, getting his hands on a lot of balls, forcing turnovers and steals. Just a solid job all the way around.
I like to watch him play like that. Makes the game so much more interesting.
Yeah, it looked a little bit like Greg Anthony in the day. A jitterbug or maybe a gnat with the kind of nuisance he's been as far as defending. Excellent work at that end of the floor for him.
And Kevin Clark's the only guy I know that can call you a gnat and mean it as a compliment.
And make you feel good about it.
I appreciate that, Clark. It's good Clark.
It's the Splash Brothers, Curry and Thompson at the guard spots. Green at the 4 with Bogut at the 5. And it's Barnes in the small forward. That's the Warriors' foul. Here's Roberson. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him.
And Dion Waiters traded last season to the Thunder. They wanted him as a shooting and scoring threat off the bench. Didn't want him to try and fill the void that Harden played when he was a member of the team.
Ibaka, this is to Westbrook. Clock at 6. It's stolen by Curry. And now running it up the court. Green pushing it all the way.
And guys, that's a big swing right there. I mean, taking the steal and then turning it into 2 easy points on the dunk.
No telling how important that sequence could turn out to be.
And guys, in a game this snug, moments like that are the ones we usually look back on at the end as a difference maker.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. Last season, Draymond Green taking over the starting power forward role in Golden State. Last season, David Lee was injured, remember, in preseason. Green was inserted, and he's been terrific ever since.
Absolutely superb. A former second-round pick, his emergence has fueled this team's rise to greatness.
And the Thunder making a switch here. Durant's checked in. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more. That's going to send Kevin Durant to the line. That's on Andrew Bogut.
And I really have always felt Draymond Green was one of those unique players. I mean, he's kind of a tweener in terms of that small forward, power forward at only 6'7". But he's got toughness. The long arms enable him to defend bigger guys. And also the basketball IQ. You can never discount the importance of understanding what you're doing when you're on the floor. And with Draymond Green, he can defend inside. He can cover on the perimeter. I mean, his versatility at both ends of the floor also a huge asset. And you can't have a higher basketball IQ than he does. It really helps him excel at all facets of the game.
Now here's Thompson. He has 6. It's Bogut with the drive. A 3 from Barnes. And that's out of bounds. Golden State will retain possession. Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now. Clock at 2. Curry. And the Warriors miss again.
That's not a sight you see very often. I mean, he has a great feel for that jump shot, especially when he's open.
The Warriors have gone 2 of 6 from the field here in the third. And Thompson kicks to Curry. The 19-foot shot. Again, the miss by Thompson.
He just has not been able to get into that groove yet, guys, but as a whole, it hasn't affected them too much.
And Durant gets it to go. The assist from Robertson. That's now 8 points for Kevin Durant.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
You're right, Clark. Just continue to pound it in the paint and get those easy points inside.
Timeout called the Warriors. And as the coaches go to the clipboard to outline their strategy during the timeout, the players getting a chance to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's key to staying fresh all the way to the final whistle.
And Kevin, it really is. And every one of these players knows it. They're all making sure to stay hydrated. It's impossible to play your A game if you're not getting enough to drink, especially towards the end of games when the physical toll of a long contest really starts to add up.
Brandon Rush, he's checked in for the Warriors.
You know, basketball can be a thing of beauty, and the Warriors show just how gorgeous ball movement can be last year. Every possession looked like a well-orchestrated concert. It was incredibly fun to watch. Not so much fun, probably, to coach against.
Curry passes to Bogut. Out of bounds, Oklahoma City takes possession.
Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
The Thunder have gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out there. Over to the left wing. Wasted no time on that one. Payne's got 5.
They've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
And it's not just their passing, but also the body movement off the ball that's created a lot of those opportunities.
It's Thompson off to drive. And the layup's good off the glass. He's got 8.
Huge hole in the defense that possession. He didn't waste any time cutting through.
Durant. But they get it back. And here's Westbrook from the arc. Curry with a nice D. From outside the arc, Payne grabs the board. Oklahoma City has gotten off to a very slow start from three-point range in the second half. They're 0 for 4.
The lead changes hands once more. There has been no separation between these two teams.
You know, it's made for one heck of an entertaining game. Even when it hasn't been the best basketball game played, it sure has been fun to watch.
And really, he epitomizes what a point guard should be. I mean, his
skill
as a passer might actually be matched by that creativity he shows around the rim.
Well, judging by that jam, Greg, I'd say you're absolutely right.
Boy, that's a nice surge for them just when they need it.
The third quarter comes to a close. Thunder lead by 4. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from Oracle Arena in Oakland, California. Thanks for joining us again as we get set for the fourth quarter. A terrific game so far. The Thunder leading by 4. So for Oklahoma City right now, Kyle Sigler is out there with Durant. Then it's Enes Kanter. Then there's Dion Waiters. And it's Foy into the point. The Warriors shooting 38% from the field. A pretty neat showing for them. Dishes it to Thompson. Barnes kicks to Bogut. Golden State moving the ball around. And it's Green missing. Durant for 3. Rebound Bogut. Bogut's got his 5th rebound in this one.
Well, he had 1 3-pointer in the first half, but so far in the second, he's come up with goose eggs. And that's how the coach would draw it up on the fast break from start to finish.
Yeah, and what a finish it was, guys. Really nicely done.
Foy dishes to Durant. Poked away.
Wow.
It's stolen by Curry. Here's Barnes. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
It's been a nice game for Barnes. He has 9 points, and he was able to come up with 1 steal, too.
You know what? He's been a difference maker defensively today, Clark. He's disrupted more plays than the stat sheet will show.
Steven Adams, he's checked in for Oklahoma City. Baca comes in for Kyle Sigler. And it's out of bounds, and they say it was last touched by Durant. The Warriors trail. Curry passes to Bogut. A 3 from Barnes. And again, no good by Golden State.
That's excellent defense right there on the perimeter.
And then Durant with the dunk.
Went for the two-hander on that slam. That's where the weight room comes into play, Kevin.
I think some urgency from him there.
I think he's sensing that this is a critical time in the game, fellas.
Now a timeout called by Golden State.
And guys, Dion Waiters is a man who has never met a shot he didn't like. Despite shooting less than 40% from the field last season, he just kept on shooting. Now, every once in a while, he'd get hot and it would look good. But when he's off, which was most of the time, it didn't look very good. He's got to improve shot selection and shot discipline.
Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Hi, Kevin. Steve Kerr was just going over the plan with his team. We can't let up now. If we stay and make a few plays, we'll be right back in it. His message was clear. Stay the course, Kevin.
And Voigt kicks to Adams. Green with the block. But they'll get another chance. Another shot. Shot's good by Ibaka. And the Thunder lead by 6.
I tell you what, fellas, we're seeing some really good ball movement out there.
Definitely. 10 of their last 12 points have come off assists.
Ray, getting back to Waiters, there's a reason the Cavaliers dealt the former 4th overall pick in the draft. Not only did he shoot poorly, but Clark, he averaged less than 2 assists a game.
Yeah, I think it's a mindset adjustment with Waiters. I've loved his talent and his ability to make plays and shots. Now he just has to recalibrate his thinking so he can be effective in the role he's asked to play.
Russell Westbrook's checked in for Randy Ford. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Andrew Bogut. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
Yeah, that's a tough call right there, and really a tough break for the D.
Greg, no problem for me with that call. I mean, he was still sliding right there.
Raiders on the wing. Covered by Barnes. Durant, he's open. And it's good. He planted his feet on the pick and shielded the defender off.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know he doesn't miss too many open looks like that.
Kicks it to Ibaka. Front past the arc. The shot is off. And Golden State will go the other way with it. Knocked away. On the wing, Green. Out of bounds, Golden State takes possession.
You know, that's hard to explain that play. I mean, I guess he thought he had more room than he did.
He really did.
Warriors trail by 6. And that'll be Oklahoma City's ball as it goes out of bounds. Oklahoma City's gone 0-3 so far in the 4th quarter from long range. Here's Ibaka. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Ibaka. 1:44 left in the 4th quarter. It's Curry outside. It's hauled in by Adams. Adams has got rebound number 7 for him tonight.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
Waiters dishes to Ibaka. For 3, Durant. Missed number 4 for him from the floor. 7 for 11 field goal attempts. Misses the jumper, and they can't get anything on the break. And here's the fast break. Durant leading the way.
And with that speed, once he took off, the D just had no chance of getting back.
Well, I think they did the right thing. I mean, just give up the 2 points and move forward. Hey, discretion is the better part of valor sometimes. Write that one down, game players. Discretion is the better part of valor.
Thunder have gone 5 of 11 from the field in the 4th quarter. Westbrook against Curry. Raiders on the wing. Curry against Westbrook. Just 5 on the clock. It's stolen by Green.
Well, the clock has become their worst enemy.
Not a friend anymore. They've got to work quickly from here.
And Durant, here we go. And it is flushed down with a nice jam.
And really, with every point from this point on, it seems like they're just closer to finishing this one off.
If they haven't already done it. I mean, hey, it's been a tremendous all-around performance from this group.
What the fuck
I
did
don't
you
think
do
there's
it?
any question about that.
Oh, man, he's still trying to shoot. That nigga trying to shoot at him out. Hey, what you?
They
Hey, bro, you think you gonna make it, bro?
16 seconds left in the game. Guys, what's your take?
You know what? You can talk all you want, but I just don't see a scenario that's going to get them back in.
Yeah, who knows what he's throwing up in there, maybe working on a play for
Oh,
down the road in another game, but whatever it is, it's too late for this one.
Curry shot is off. Here's Singler. The big dunk at the end of the break.
Call him night, bro.
Man, he slams
Call
it
him
home,
night,
gets a
man.
little
I'll
camera
play
time
tomorrow,
on the
bro.
backside of it.
I didn't need that. I had to get it on my chest.
And I like the fact that the ref's going to give them a little leeway there. A lot more than they used to.
That nigga Curry fool started making the shot. After like,
They're behind by 7. 1 second left
man, you
in the
don't
fourth
care about
quarter.
that shit, nah.
What's your take, guys?
You know, you like the fight all the way to the end, but let's face it, guys, this one's over.
Yeah, I agree with you, and I really think you shouldn't be allowed to call timeouts if late in the ball game if there's no chance.